Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're cutting into the hidden world of what makes a surgeon truly great. You know, we see the scrubs, the mask, that intense focus, but the real story, the most important part, is what's happening behind their eyes.
Think about it. We picture a surgeon as this pinnacle of technical skill, right? They're calm, confident, and unbelievably precise with a scalpel. But is a steady hand really all it takes to succeed when a life is literally on the line? Well, as we're discovering, the answer is a big, fat no. Okay, so let's dive right into this. It turns out that a surgeon's most critical work, it happens in their head. Just like elite athletes, fighter pilots, even special forces operators, the operating room isn't just a physical place. It's a high-stakes mental arena.
But here's where things get really interesting. You'd think that for surgeons, mental training would be a top priority, but historically, that's not been the case. While all these other high-performance fields pour resources into mental skills training, surgical training has focused almost exclusively on the physical stuff, the knowledge base, and the hands-on skill.
And it's not like the importance of this mental game is some big secret. Surgeons themselves absolutely get it. In fact, a survey of orthopedic surgeons found that a staggering 94% believe strong mental skills directly translate into better patient outcomes. That's almost everyone.
So they know it's important. And they don't just recognize it, they're actually asking for help. The demand is practically universal. 95% say they want more mental skills training woven into their professional development.
But here it is, this is the crucial part, this is the reveal. Despite knowing they need it and wanting to learn it, less than a third, only 29%, feel confident they can actually use these skills when the pressure is really on. And that's the massive gap we're talking about. The chasm between knowing what to do and feeling truly equipped to do it.
So if it's not just about what's in the textbooks, how do surgeons make those life or death calls in real time? I mean, it's this incredibly complex and fascinating dance that goes way beyond just facts and figures.
You know, in a perfect world, every single decision would be guided by something called evidence-based practice, or EBP. This is the ideal, right? A clean, logical process where surgeons combine their own expertise with the absolute best scientific data and clinical guidelines out there.
But the reality on the ground? Oh, it is way messier. Research shows that making a surgical decision is actually a constant negotiation, a kind of medical brokering, as this model calls it, between four huge forces: the official evidence, the surgeon's own experience, their professional identity, and even the unique culture of their hospital. That gut feeling isn't just a saying, it's a super powerful influence.
And all of this intense mental pressure, this complex decision-making, it doesn't just affect the outcome of a surgery. It takes a significant and often totally hidden emotional toll on the surgeons themselves.
And one of the most critical, non-technical skills for navigating this pressure is emotional intelligence, or EI. And listen, this isn't some fluffy, soft skill. This is a core competency for managing stress, leading a team, and communicating with absolute clarity when everything is on the line. And this slide right here, this is where your jaw might just hit the floor. It quantifies that emotional skills gap in a really shocking way. A study of orthopedic surgery residents found that 90%, that's 9 out of every 10, scored below the threshold for emotional intelligence competence. And please understand, this isn't just some academic score on a test. This has profound, real-world consequences. Low EI is directly linked to higher rates of burnout, lower job satisfaction for the surgeon, and it can seriously damage that all-important relationship between the doctor and their patient.
So, the million-dollar question is, how do we bridge this skills gap? If the old way of training just isn't cutting it anymore, what does the new toolkit for the modern surgeon actually look like? Well, the good news is new tools and training methods are popping up to tackle this head-on.
And if you ask surgeons how they want to learn this stuff, they're super clear. This chart shows they're not asking for more textbooks. No way. Look at that top bar. Almost 70% want high-fidelity simulation sessions. They want to practice in realistic scenarios. Right below that, they're asking for short, focused courses. It's all about practical, hands-on methods to build and sharpen that mental toolkit.
One of the most powerful tools being adopted is mindfulness. And I absolutely love this quote because it gets it exactly right. Mindfulness isn't about escaping from stress. It's not fundamentally changing how you relate to it.
It's a way in to understanding your own mind, which lets you have calm, focused, and appropriate responses, even in the middle of a crisis.
And this is how you can actually structure the training. It's brilliant. Systems like KNOTS, which stands for Non-Technical Skills for Surgeons, give everyone a clear framework and a shared language. It breaks down these really complex mental skills into observable things like situation awareness and leadership, which makes them way easier to teach, to assess, and most importantly, to improve.
So after all of this, what does it all mean? Well, it means we have to completely redefine what a great surgeon looks like in the 21st century.
The whole archetype is shifting. The ideal surgeon is no longer just some gifted technician with a steady hand. They are a high-performance mental athlete, someone whose mind is as trained, as prepared, and as resilient as their hands are skilled.
And you know, this fundamental rethinking of what expertise really is, it's not just about surgery. It's a powerful lesson for any of us, in any field, where performance under pressure truly matters. It kind of forces us to ask ourselves, what does my inner game look like? And how am I training for my own high-stakes moments?